Straight ahead on CCX News, Strike Up the Band, the big opportunity that awaits Armstrong marching band students. Plus,
I just love the idea that people find them and they smile.
A creative way people in Brooklyn Park and in Osseo are spreading joy. But first, in Plymouth, residents show their support for a fallen officer.
We're all together on this.
CCX News starts right now. Thousands of officers came, some from as far away as New York and Chicago, to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, all to honor a Plymouth man who died doing a job he cared deeply for, a job he viewed as his life's calling. Hello and thanks for joining us on a very emotional day in Plymouth, honoring that Wayzata officer killed on the job.
At his funeral Thursday, there were hugs, tears, and a touching message.
On September 8th, 2017, a piece of myself and everyone who knew and loved Bill died with him on that day. But I am comforted in knowing those pieces will be looked after Bill, husband, father, partner, and ultimately friend.
Those who worked with Officer Matthews remember him as a happy-go-lucky, smiling professional.
And to the communities where he lived and patrolled, they simply knew him as Bill. Delane Cleveland has more on his impact and the procession where so many paid their respects.
I've never seen anything like this in my life.
They came by the thousands.
We're here because we love you and want to honor your husband and your dad.
Law enforcement officers from near and far gathered in Plymouth to honor one of their own.
Yes, Bill had a big heart, a strong work ethic, and we all know he was a nice guy. But to me, he was a dedicated partner.
Wayzata police officer Bill Matthews was only 47 when he was killed last Friday while picking up debris along Highway 12. It was a life taken much too soon, but today wasn't about saying goodbye.
With Bill, there was never goodbye. And in his own words, after every shift, he'd simply say, enjoy.
The funeral was only part of the spectacle. Outside the walls of Wayzata Free Church, hundreds lined the procession route as a show of support for the man who gave his life while trying to make his community a better place.
It's amazing supporting this family. I work over at home base. I know the family, I know Wyatt, and we care a lot about the people here. And we need to show our support with something like this.
Jenna Haskovitz works for the Wayzata School District. She joined several of her coworkers on this afternoon to pay their respects.
People came from all over to show their support and love, and we're all together on this.
Matthew's death highlights the dangers that law enforcement face on a daily basis. It's a danger every one of the officers in this procession know all too well as they make their way to Bill Matthews' final resting place.
Bill, we love you beyond words. You will always be our hero.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
A total of 2,400 people attended Officer Matthews' funeral, 1,900 of whom were law enforcement.
In other news, Hennepin Technical College in Brooklyn Park was evacuated around 11:30 Thursday morning after a suspicious package was found inside the school. Brooklyn Park police shut down a stretch of Brooklyn Boulevard outside the school, and the Minneapolis bomb squad was called in to investigate. According to Brooklyn Park police, there is no immediate threat to public safety. However, the incident did cause alarm because the campus sent out an incorrect alert to students about an active shooter situation rather than a suspicious package.
We took measures, sent a press release out immediately from the police department, retracting that statement for the college, and also on all our social media sites you'll find us retracting that, identifying that. That was an error by the college, and it is just a suspicious item that we're investigating.
A statement from the Minnesota State College system says human error is responsible for an automated text message going out stating that there was a possible active shooter when that was not the case. All classes were canceled for Thursday on the Brooklyn Park campus. And police have issued an update saying the suspicious package has been removed and destroyed by the Minneapolis bomb squad. Deputy Chief Mark Bruley said, quote, "Someone went to great lengths to build a device that looked like a real bomb." The case remains under investigation.
A church that was a longtime home to a Methodist congregation in Brooklyn Park may become a religious institution again. The Brooklyn Park Islamic Center would like to move from the Community Activity Center to what used to be a church on 93rd Way North that recently housed a daycare center. The Planning Commission recommended approval with certain conditions, but a number of local residents voiced complaints, not about religion, but that it will be a traffic problem in the making. The problem is construction of nearby Highway 610 boxed the area in, leaving access on just a couple of neighborhood streets. The matter now goes to the City Council.
There is a band revival at the Gophers home football game this weekend, and the Armstrong High School Band will be part of it.
If you're of a certain age, you might remember the U's High School Band Day when hundreds of younger musicians took the field at halftime. It's back, and Armstrong Band members are preparing. The Armstrong Marching Band is getting ready to put its best feet forward on a stage that hasn't seen this many high school musicians since 1999. High School Band Day will put this band and 9 others from around the state on the field at TCF Bank Stadium.
When the University of Minnesota decided they're going to bring Band Day back, I was the first one to quick email say we want in, because I knew what it meant to the students in the past, and it's going to be a great experience for the students this year.
More than 1,000 marching musicians will be playing Saturday in a U tradition that dates back to 1951. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a way high schools can show what they can do and a recruiting tool for the university. It promises to be a long but exciting day.
I think it's going to be an amazing opportunity because my brother is in that marching band and I've seen it before, and it's absolutely mind-blowing how coordinated they are, how excited everyone is about it.
The event took a break because of the logistics of organizing that many bands when the Gophers played in the Metrodome. Now on campus at TCF, it's back.
Like I said, on the track, you need to stay tight together because there's like cheerleaders and football equipment and all that stuff.
But that's not to say there won't be logistical challenges on the field.
We go there at 7 o'clock in the morning Saturday, and we spend the entire morning going through logistics of where the U is going to be, where all the high schools are going to be, rehearse the music. So it's going to be a big morning.
It sounds simple, but they've never practiced or marched with these other bands before.
We've never played with them before, but there's something about music that just brings everyone together that makes coordinating a lot easier.
It's a 15-minute show that should be a blast.
We've been to the Outback Bowl, and those big venues are just amazing to march in.
It'll be fun. Still ahead, something affecting maple trees. We'll go to the root of the problem next.
Plus, Maple Grove and Breck battle in a good girls tennis matchup. That's coming up in sports.
But first, a couple more days of hot, steamy weather, then a cool front moves in. Well, it's not quite autumn, but already some maple trees are turning colors.
Experts say it is a sign of sick trees. Reporter Sonia Goins goes in the garden to show us what's causing the problem.
Mother Nature is really showing out. Orange, red, and brown leaves dot the Plymouth skyline.
All the fall colors are so beautiful.
There's even a crescent moon among the fall-like foliage.
They're gorgeous. Absolutely. I love fall.
Some might say it's a perfect fall day, except we're a week away from autumn, and the leaves of some maple trees are turning earlier than expected.
We see that early fall color. Typically to a forester is going to mean something's wrong. We got to inspect that.
Forester Paul Buck says the changing colors and dropping leaves are signs of a sick tree.
We call it stem girdling root, or SGRs.
He says it's a man-made problem that most likely started some 20 to 30 years ago.
I would say it's a concern, yes.
The tree expert says there are a couple of factors causing the problem. Either the tree was grown in a container, causing the roots to spiral, or the tree was planted too deep.
You could see which ones are the ones that we're going to be removing. Anybody who's got an eye that drives down here can see. The ones that don't have leaves are the most stressed.
When the root systems are buried, less oxygen and water is available. This will cause the roots to grow up towards the soil and encircle the tree, eventually choking it.
We've got roots that are running around the tree. Here's another one wrapping around the tree. It's going to slowly strangle this.
Root girdling is changing the landscape, not only in Plymouth, but across the metro.
This tree is tagged and ready to be removed. Unfortunately, there isn't a simple fix. Just to put things into perspective, nearly half of the maple trees along Vicksburg have been removed due to the root problem.
The only fix is to cut off the girdling root. Paul suggests using a high-pressured water hose to blow away the soil. It will make it easier to spot the bad root. He says we can avoid all of this.
We're in a hurry. We plant fast. We don't take that extra time.
By taking our time to plant correctly. In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Still ahead, joy and happiness in Brooklyn Park and Osseo that is solid as a rock.
But first, Champlin Park's football team is off to a great start and getting ready for a tough road test this week. John Jacobson is in next with sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Champlin Park football team is off to a good start. The Rebels will be tested this Friday when they line up against St. Michael Albertville. Here's Jason Malillo with more.
The Champlin Park football team is still working to get better after 2 wins to start the season, and head coach Mike Corton has learned something about his squad.
They're resilient. I mean, we've had some changes, some kids go out, some things that have happened. We plug kids in and we expect the same thing from those kids, and they're responding.
We played as a team. That was a big key. Discipline, just, you know, offense makes mistakes, we have to capitalize on them. So the big part was, I think, overall is, you know, just discipline.
The Rebel offense is quarterbacked by Joey Folds, a converted linebacker who stepped into the starting job because of injuries. Behind Folds is running back Ernest Wargelo, who's averaging more than 13 yards per carry and has scored 4 rushing touchdowns. Wargelo has great speed, but he's also running smarter this season and is in sync with his offensive line.
Just being able to read the defense and seeing where the linebackers go and how they react to my movements and everything, now I can be able to make my moves as I get the ball through the backfield.
Champlin Park faces 9th-ranked St. Michael Albertville on Friday night. Corton says the Knights are a solid team that will capitalize on an opponent's mistakes. Having said that, the Rebels plan to keep it simple and do what they do.
We do our thing with what we got, and they're going to come out, and we're expecting different fronts, and we're expecting this and that, but we've never played St. Michael Albertville before, so we got to be ready for everything this week.
If we don't execute, they're going to beat us. That's all we need to do is execute our plays. I feel like we're very athletic as a team, and if we can execute all our plays, we'll see what can happen. It's going to be a game.
Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
After the Rebels game at St. Michael Albertville Friday, Champlin Park hosts Osseo on September 22nd. Champlin Park is one of several football teams that have gotten off to 2-0 starts this fall in the area. And here's the slate for Week 3 for the local teams. The Rebels-Knights game, a top 10 matchup in Class 6A that highlights Friday night's games. Osseo will look for its second win in a row as they are at home to take on Blaine. Second-ranked Maple Grove is 2-0. They meet 5th-ranked Minnetonka in what should be a good one on the Skipper's home field. Wayzata is at Edina, while Totino Grace hosts Mounds View as the Eagles look to bounce back from a rare loss. Hopkins is at Armstrong in a game you can see live on CCX Sports, channels 12 and 799, and online at ccxmedia.org. 2-0 Cooper is rated 8th in Class 5A, and they'll look to beat their longtime nemesis, Spring Lake Park, on the road. Park Center travels to Coon Rapids. Brooklyn Center is home against Spectrum as the Centaurs try to improve to 3-0. Breck is also unbeaten through 2 games. They'll host Concordia Academy. Providence Academy is home to face Minneapolis Southwest. West Lutheran is at Nicollet. And on Saturday, Benilde St. Margaret's, defending state Class 4A champion, is at De La Salle. Maple Grove and Breck both have had some talented players and teams in tennis throughout the years, and those 2 teams met up Wednesday in a non-conference match. Number 1 singles play, Maple Grove Zoe Atkins in the near court rips the approach shot and then finishes with a volley winner for the point. Later, Atkins with a backhand winner down the line, and she wins her match in straight sets. One doubles play, the serve return by Breck's Paige Olawu sets up the smash winner for Josie Fernandez. Maria Schultz serves for Maple Grove and then puts a forehand deep in the corner, and that sets up volley winner here for Summer Damos. And Olawu and Fernandez, though, win it for Breck in straight sets. Two singles, Bristol Engelsma, the near court for Breck, gets the winner. And Maple Grove's Victoria Epstein. Power from the baseline. She'll get a nice forehand winner here. And she wins 6-2, 6-1, but it's Breck taking the match by a final score of 5-2. That's all for sports. Mike and Alex, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Up next, an interesting way local residents are spreading joy.
And it appears to be working. We'll show you next. Well, the next time you take a walk in a park, look around. You might spot a small piece of art.
People are forming groups on Facebook to promote painting and hiding rocks with inspirational sayings. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains how it all works.
I like to spread the happiness. With the sunshine and beautiful weather, today is a great day to pull out the paintbrushes and be inspired.
Just a way to express everyone's creativity, no matter if you're an expert artist or, just a little kid painting rocks.
But these artists hope their inspiration today could be someone else's inspiration tomorrow.
We also put positive wording on our rocks because people find that, and we have had people post, like, I found this rock today, and it was just so nice to see that it just kind of made my day a little bit better. Just gonna let that dry.
Rayetta Murray helped start the Osseo Rocks Facebook group after seeing painted rocks in another state. I just love the idea that people find them and they smile and they enjoy them. And if they post online that they found them on the page, that's great. If they don't, that's fine too. It's a simple process. People paint the rocks and then write the Facebook group on the back.
We post on the back, like #Osseo Rocks, so we can find our posts on Facebook and then keep our rehide because some people either like them or they want to rehide them for other people to find.
And there are a few rules when it comes to hiding rocks. First, only hide them in public places, and then keep them out of the way where they won't interfere with things like lawnmowers, bicycles, or snow blowers.
You could be going for a walk and you find having a bad day and you look down and there's this little rock with a smiley face and it just makes you happy.
Wanda Mitchell is a part of the Brooklyn Park MN Rocks group.
This is really popular coast to coast right now, and I thought, how fun.
She's actually a professional artist and has painted rocks since she was a little girl. So this was a cause after her own heart.
It's a good thing. It's just showing there's still love out there. There's people that still care out there. There's people that want to spread that kindness.
That's not too bad. Sometimes inspiration can come from where we least expect it. These artists believe their message on a rock could bring the lift someone needs. In Brooklyn Park and Osseo, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
Look what they gave us. Osseo Rocks, it says right here, and the other one made specially for us, CCX News. Thank you very much. And there are several Facebook groups dedicated to doing this.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
And we'll see you back here again on Friday.